Veda. Veda is not something in the book. Veda is not something which we need to, as a scripture, holy scripture. What I am saying? It is not a holy scripture. It is not a book. So what is Veda? Veda are you. You yourself is Veda. We don't know it. The Veda are not something in the books, they are Veda are within you. So this thinking has been there with all of the rishis who have worked on self. So what I am telling you is something called as work on self. And every one of us, directly or indirectly, is working on self. Some know it, some don't know it. So once you work on self, there are two things which come. One is realization. Many are the souls who have realized who they are. And they stopped. They called it moksha, they called it nirvana, and they stopped. There are many. It's sometimes a transient phenomena, sometimes it becomes a persistent phenomenon. Application of the realization is nowhere else but within ourselves. So Veda are not books, Veda are self. Veda is the self-consciousness. So for these two words to understand realization and aspirations, we need to have something called as aspiration. If we realize, when we will realize? When we ask ourselves a question. Who am I? Isn't it? All of us have asked ourselves this question. Who am I? Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuva, Om Suvaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Tatsaviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. We all know what is this. Gayatri Mantra. Isn't it? So what is this? Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. Are they something gods? No, no. They are yourself. Planes within you. The word which is given is called as agrahana. In Vedic Brahmana, the word which is given to this plane is called as agrahana. So at one particular point of time, I have about, as per our traditions, Bhuhu. Bhuhu means physical plane. My basic needs, my understanding, my requirements, my need to have food, my need to have thirst is Bhuhu. Physical plane with, according to Sri Aurobindo. And it is. Bhuvaha, vital, passion. I need to do work for Sakshi. I need to know myself. I need to be a good software engineer. I need to do good business. This is my passion. So this is vital plane. Bhuvaha. Suvaha. What is Suvaha? It is the mental plane. What can I do so that this interaction should happen and this would be the result? This is Suvaha plane. So if you aspire on Bhu, so aspiration is the first thing. What am I? What are my requirements? And the physical plane, you purify those aspirations and you get to know revelations. These revelations are conglomeration of multiple forces happening within you, just you are not aware of it. And they are compiled by many rishis and called as Rigveda Samhita. your vital plane, the intermediate plane, bhuvaha. Aspirations within yourself at bhuvaha plane go to the inspirations, they go to interpretations, post-interpretations, representations of various forces. I will come to that forces, and they are revealed to rishis, not one, many, at the same time differently. It's the Yajurveda Samhita. You still go at the higher planes. Suvaha. The aspirations are purified, luminous, and you are revealed with the thoughts which are compiled in Samaveda. So Samhita are the understanding of revelatory thoughts. Mahajana Tapa Satyam. I will just tell you some lines. It is an intermediate plane. If we want to discuss Maha, it is a one-day complete workshop. If you want to discuss Jana, it is the collective consciousness, collective mass, collective presence of the self. Tapa, the collective force within me. Satyam is the gnostic force. After Satyam, you call this force, the Buddha has reached. Gautam Buddha, Shankaracharya has reached this plane of Satyam. But unfortunately, many have stopped at this gnostic plane. Nirvana, Nirgunatmak Samadhi. What I want? Moksha. I don't want to work in my life. Are you meant for this? Sri Aurobindo said, no. Three great workers on Veda. Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Pandit Madhusudan Ojha, and Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo said, there are planes within yourself beyond Satyam. You need to stabilize them. Descent is complete. Ascent is the Kundalini activation within self, starting from Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda. Then you reach Sahasradhala Chakra, and from there starts the path of supragnostic or supermind according to Sri Aurobindo. You stabilize that consciousness. Like if I am trying to learn a cycle, I know how to do a kaichi and pedal. This is my physical consciousness working. I stabilize it and then I work. If I want to drive a car, I know how to handle a steering and a gear. This is the physical consciousness. You stabilize it and then work. So stabilization of the supragnostic consciousness in all of your planes is what is revealed in Samhita. How to do that. So Samhita are the interactive forces within you. They are not there outside in the books. They are within yourself. We should not go in these dangerous forces which should keep you attached. Tala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala. So at one given point of time, I am expressing at least these 14 planes. So am I interacting with you? I am interacting 14 planes with you. Ideally, there are 33 planes. But for common mind to understand Vedas, these 14 planes are must to understand. So in Veda, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha have been well established. Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, physical, vital and mental. And all the forces acting within cells were dissected intellectually. And there are further Satchidananda, sometimes they are called as Mahajana Tapa Satyam. So these are called as Vedic planes. So what is Veda? It is a received name for the highest spiritual truth of which human mind is capable. If he is not capable, you would not be here in this morning. You are capable of knowing yourself. So that is revealed in Veda. What it is not? It is not a Aryan invasion theory that Arya came from some, Pakistan, Afghanistan, so beyond area and they displaced Dravidian thoughts. No. Sri Aurobindo clear-cut says it is not an invasion. It is process of self-realization. Why the mistakes? Why I don't understand it suddenly? Why the 8 mantras which you have spoken today from the Rigveda, first Agni Mile is the first Rigveda Samhita mantra. Why I don't understand it? Because of sacredness and the secrecy of the self-knowledge. See, I know something, and if you are not able to achieve it, you may use it wrongly. You may use it partly right, and there may be consequences of it. So there was a secrecy and streamlining. Okay, you need to follow the school of thoughts. The families have been interested. Okay, you are good. So which families? I will come to that. So what's the aim? Why Vedas are published? Why Vedas are being worked on? It is not for something like this is 10 commandments given by Bible, or this is the way you should act so that you get this benefit. No. This is self-exploration. We are from the land of seekers. We want to know ourselves. We want to make mistakes. We want to rectify self. So what was the aim of the Veda? Sri Aurobindo says, it is illumination. It is not based on logic. It is what? It is revelations. We would say, these are revelations happening to the fellows who have detached themselves from the attachments at all the planes. Bhu, bhuva, swa. They have detached themselves and spontaneously things are happening. Suddenly driving on the road, you feel that no, I need to apply the brakes. Why? This is the intuition. This is the first step of revelation. What is intuition? Intuition is the first step of revelation. Sri Aurobindo has very categorically dissected how to go ahead, and I am just trying to give you the expression how revelations comes to you. How revelations are coming to you. You don't push or pull it. They are the spontaneous descent. They are called as Shruti. What is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is a Smriti. What Sri Krishna has understood as the revelations he had spoken. Manu Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti. Bhagavad Gita is the Krishna Smriti. But Vedas are not claimed by anyone. They are the revelations to them. And how can Vasishta, Dirghatamasa, Vishwamitra, everyone have the same revelations when they are working on the same plane? It means if there is one particular invention, at the same time it is possible that two more people are thinking like you. Similarly, all of them would have the same revelations at that particular point of time. It is a soul's march on the path of the truth to know self. So these are Vedas. Why the hymns are incoherent? Because we are at different plane and the Vedas have been written and expressed in a very different plane. So either they have to come to our level or I have to come to their level. Right? So, for a mother to teach a child, either she need to come, okay, O, Ananasacha, A for apple, or the child has to come to the stage that he uses the functions and applications of apple. Right? So, we don't know them because we are stuck here. Somewhere down the line we think that it is something Veda, it is a holy scripture, we are not worried what it is. My basic thing is, I need to look for myself, look for my family, how much money I am and how much think I progress. Okay, now I have time, now I see what's, I don't understand, it is of no use. Bhagavad Gita, it is so difficult Sanskrit, who understands Sanskrit? It's not, it's the aspiration, we are stuck at here. But Vedas are the revelatory thoughts. To ourselves, not to anyone else. So this supragnostic part, according to Sri Aurobindo, has grades of hilarity. There are planes where you climb. Sequential development of the self is possible and it is common. And it is not that only one Rishi has done that. Many Rishis have done that. Even right now, Dr. R.L. Kashyap, Kapali Shastri, Sri Aurobindo, MP Pandit, all are going through the same process. So am I. So this is not something only restricted to me. It is even okay for this girl, small girl. She is working on that, either directly or indirectly. So we need to know what is the central idea in Vedas. It is the transition of human soul from the state of the death, which is the mixed consciousness, ignorance, I don't know who am I, to the state of immortality, which is a supragnostic stabilization within self, exchange of the falsehood for the truth, of divided and limited being to the integrality and the infinity. So this is the central idea, that you need to march Rug Veda, Yajur Veda, Samo Vedo. And what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedosi Samoham. So where is Vishnu? Vishnu is at the Sama plane. It is not somewhere outside, it is within you. It is not the deity. Deity is for representational purposes. Tirupati, Tirumala, or Vishnu, Padmanabha. These are the deities because we are not able to understand these deities are within you. They are within you. The Vishnu is within you. We need to know at what plane. So it is at the Suha plane. I will come to that. So this is the path of supragnostification. First you know which plane you are, then you detach yourself from that plane, then the gradual steps of evolution happens, then we step up the ladder, we stabilize the ascent, Kundalini has been completely activated, and you come to a state of Satyam. This is Nirgunatmak Brahma, Moksha, Nirvana. Okay? This is only step 1. This is not completion of self. Mujhe moksha mil jaye. No, this is a step 1. This is first standard you have cleared. You have to go till PhD. Then starts the supragnostic ascent, stabilization of that, and the descent. So Sri Aurobindo, I will not go into too much, but I will give you ideality. I will just give a clue how he intellectually dissected himself. What he says, there is something called as inferior ideality, which is of three types: intuition, inspiration, and revelation. Revelations come at last. Intuition comes first. I told you we have some sixth sense. Every one of us has sixth sense. Okay, I am not going to follow that path. This path looks okay, but I am not going to do that. Why? Why it comes to you? Why this sixth sense happens? This is intuition. Who tells you? It is within you, the principle which is telling you. Okay? The superior ideality present in the form of inferior and the superior most ideality. In our book, which would be published by Sakshi, we have revealed inferior idealities of 3 types, as Sri Aurobindo says. The Shabda Brahma on the lower planes, Bhuhu plane. Inspirational comes at again Bhuhu plane, and the revelations comes again at the Bhuhu plane. Then we worked in the Yajurveda, which is intermediate plane. You get different thoughts. And at the Samaveda, we get the highest of the expressions which are possible. And the revelations are nothing but the Shabda Brahma expressing Tattva Brahma on different planes. What is Shabda Brahma? What is Tattva Brahma? Tattva Brahma is the principle within you. Shabda Brahma is the expression of you through the Vak. So Manas, Kar, Vak. Manas is at the level of Suvaha or higher planes. Vaka is the expression, Saraswati, through you. So there is a lowermost ideality which is called as telepathy. Some you think that someone must be doing this. What is this? This is telepathy. Second level is inspirative tapasa. I need to know myself. This is the inspiration which is going on. And the third level is revelatory Trikaldrashti. When you are with Ashtasiddhi and Navsiddhi, if I see you, I can see your present, past and future. This is Trikaladrishti. This happens. This is a Siddhi. Don't get attached to it. There would be problems. So I will skip this. These mystics, why they are created? Because you are at different levels, and there is a conglomeration of your lower. See, if your lower plane has not been matured to a sufficient extent, and you have a revelation of upward plane, because these revelations are not all and non phenomena. I will pass first standard, then I will go to second standard. No, it is not like. Sometimes a first standard student would get the answer to the 12th standard problem. This happens because of this confused work. It depends on how much work you have done in your earlier janmas. You get revelations in this present janmas. So, because of this conglomeration or mixture of the revelations within you, you are confused. But once you know yourself, the dissecting knife, intellectual dissecting, supra-intellectual dissecting knife, you can segregate, okay, this is coming from the Rigveda, this is my Bhuhu plane, this is coming from Yajurveda, this is more related to Bhuvaha plane, this is Samaveda, and this is something supragnostic. I need to know and I need to apply. Okay, this is where I do. So ideality is nothing but creating consciousness within self, and slowly you go towards the higher ideality. I will skip this part. It's a very wonderful book written by Sri Aurobindo, Records of Yoga, where he literally dissected each of his planes within himself. And then he realized, okay, at this plane this is happening. None other book in Indian philosophical sciences is such beautiful than Records of Yoga. This is the most beautiful book. This should be read along with Savitri. Not go in depth, but this is how Sri Aurobindo used to think. There are states of mental development. First, there is elimination of mental intuition. You have that intuition. You feel like, no, this is my intuition, I should do like this. Leave it. Don't do it. Then you have to confirm the intuitions by the revelatory vijnana, revelations comes, even that you have to leave. Then you rise to a state of interpretative revelations. I am interpreting that this is the revelation. This I need to do. This is interpretative revelation. Even that has to be left. And then it is the revelatory full founded power of inspiration within yourself. Then you know the Trikala Drishti, what is happening within yourself. So Vijnana is what? Vijnana is the process of analyzing self-consciousness within. Right? So there are stages. Telepathy, understanding the limitations of telepathy. Sometimes I feel like this is going to happen, but it doesn't happen because it is mixed. Then you purify that telepathy. Then you go towards luminous telepathy. Then you integrate with your, I need to know myself. That's integration of telepathy with the tapasa, the force, tapaha plane needs to be conglomerated. And this give rise to something what Sri Aurobindo called as T3, telepathy, tapas and Trikala Drishti, T3. Then we convert that T3 into Chit Tapasa, only force of consciousness working, mother, which is working within you. And that Chit Tapasa would get converted into Satchidananda. I am just giving you words. You will cry if you experience it. These are not the tears of sadness. These are the tears of ultimate self-realization which happens. And unless and until you are equipped, stable enough, your bhuva and suva should be strong enough to hold that force of mother, the super mind, you will crumble. So it is very necessary that we follow the process. We can't suddenly jump to PhD. So then we work towards supragnostic, which Sri Aurobindo has done, and the stabilization and the supragnostic descent should start. Kundalini activation is the first step. Kundalini stabilization, Kundalini expression, and then application. In our routine life, I need to know what is the truth. Satyameva Jayate is just a sentence. No, that Satya is what? Within me, outside me, I need to realize that. So who is Vipra? There in Veda, there is a word called as Vipra. One who delivers the individual human mind from the circumscribed consciousness of the self. See how Sri Aurobindo defines this Vipra. See, I am the individual human mind. I am dissecting myself from my other planes and the environment which is surrounding me and enlarges the limited movement. I am giving you a talk, a lecture or an expression in this form. I am going to expand, which is imposed on its preoccupation by its own individuality. I worked on Vedas myself, so this is my preoccupation. I am going to expand that I am you and you am I. So this is one who does it efficiently, spontaneously, graciously is called as Vipra. The level of consciousness, Agrahana is the plane I told you. Stoma is again plane. You will hear this word. Trivruta stoma, Panchadasha stoma. Panchadasha stoma, Panchadasha 15. So first three are the planes of Rigveda. Till 15th, 17th, it is the Yajurveda which is acting within you. Beyond 17th, it is the Samaveda. This is something not outside, this is within myself. So if you see, the first three group of Agrahana is called as Trivruta stoma. Till 15th, the predominant Bhuvaha plane works. From 17th to 33rd, it is the Suvaha plane. And Shri Krishna said, I am there at the 17th plane, within myself. You don't know me, so this is a form of Padmanabha, you worship me. You will get me. But I am not outside, I am within you. I am not in that holy book, I am within you. So this realization will happen, and as you go ahead, the maximum limit of influential expression of any living being is 33rd plane within himself. That is a supragnostic plane. So here we can conclude, in Veda, there are fellows called as Rutvika, which are called as Hotra, then we have Ardhvayu, and then we have Samaveda Rutvik, and then Brahma. So thus we can safely conclude here, Rutvik of Rigveda should have control over expression of oneself at least till 17th plane. So in Yajna, there used to be a Rutvik called as Hotra. He used to perform the actions. Invocation. Rigveda is what? Invocation. Oh, energy is within me, come and meet me. This is the invocation which is happening. This is done by whom? Hotra. Hotra should have control and stabilization of the first 17 planes within self. Yajurvedi would have a control from 15 to 17 plane predominantly. He is called as Ardvayu. And the Rutvik of Samaveda would have control of expression from 17 to 33rd plane. They are called as Udgata. And Brahma, he is the principal. He knows all the 33 planes and he will rectify. Okay, you did this wrong. Rectify it. So, it is not by virtue of I am basically Shukra Yajurvedi Madhyandini Shaki. So, I would be knowing everything of Shukla Yajurvedi easily. No. I need my consciousness to be developed to that level of extent to know and understand what is Shukla Yajurveda. So in our book, which would be published by Sakshi, we have included all of these concepts. What are different planes? So in that, we have a chapter called as Concept of Yajna. Yajna is not something ritual, you do this, you do that, it is not like that. Yajna is the process. It is the interaction. Yajna takes place on the subtle intermediary platform within yourself. Yajna platform has various planar expressions. Bhu, bhuva, suva. Yajna platform is the base for transmigrating soul, the jiva, to ascend to the highest supragnostic turiya. Stabilizing self in that supragnostic its descent and further planar expression is possible through Yajna. Yajnena yajnamay janta deva stani dharmani pratamanyasam. What is this? Through Yajna, we are cultivating and expressing ourselves in the sequential fashion to the higher planes. The ascent is earlier subjected to interplanar interaction. I love my wife. I love my business. I love my interactions which are happening. The money which I am generating. These are the attachments. These are interplanar interaction which will bind you. Leave that. Then later interplanar interactions. Higher planar interactions which would happen within yourself. Leave that. These interactions are revealed to the transmigrating soul in Samhita. So these interactions are expressed in Samhita. Right? They are studied further and worksheets are generated. Okay. Samhita are the forces, pure interactive forces within you. But how I am going to work on it? I need some worksheet. In my third standard, second standard, if all of us would remember, there would be chapter and there would be worksheet to solve the mathematical problems. So that worksheet is nothing but Brahmana. Right? And then further contemplation on Brahmanas are described in Aranyakas. And the central idea, the gist is there in Upanishad. It is very easy to understand Samhita, my dear friends. It is very difficult to understand Upanishads. Upanishads are the toughest because they are the gist. Samhita are the simplest. We are catching the bull by means of its horn. Don't do that. That is my perception. I feel Samhita are the easiest to study. Easiest to understand. Sanskrit of Samhita is very simple. Upanishad Sanskrita is manipulated by many. Shankaracharya thinks in a different fashion. Madhvacharya thinks in a different fashion. Ramanacharya has some Dvaita, Advaita, Dvaita, Advaita. So it has been altered. That is called as personalization of the bias. Very dangerous. It is not that their work is important. Without them, I could not have gone ahead up till now. But we need to understand things beyond that. So what are the forces within you? Gods. You go to various temples. Okay, this is Ganesha temple. This is Vishnu temple. This is Varuna temple. What is this? Gods are nothing but not outside in the temples in the form of Murti. They are within you. So what are they? The first god, the first sukta of Rigveda in Samhita is Agni. Agni is the aspirational power within you. I need to know myself. So Agni is the basic stead horse of Rigveda. Most number of ruchas are directed to the Agni in Rigveda. So there you stabilize, you aspire to know yourself. This is Rigveda. The process of understanding to know yourself is Rigveda. We ascend yourself. This is the Kundalini activation. What is the first god? Brahmanaspati. Brahmanaspati. Sakshi has published the book What is Brahmanaspati? Ganapati. Gananam tva Ganapatir Havamahe. You know, why we call first of the God in invocation, everything you do, we say Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. It is the God of your Muladhara Chakra, Brahmanaspati. First God to be invoked. It is there in you whether you don't study or don't study Vedas. It is there within yourself. Invocation of that is Brahmanaspati. We are celebrating, would be shortly in the Ganesh Chaturthi. So when you celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi, you are activating your Muladhara Chakra. See how beautifully things have been conglomerated in our sciences. Only thing is we don't know it. As the aspiration goes ahead, the descent starts. The grace of divine. This is Soma. Agni Soma Maya Jagata. Rucha. Anything which is expressed in the world is a conglomeration and interaction of the Agni and the Soma coming together and different expressions which are happening. And who is controlling all of this? The principal, Vishnu. 17th plane within yourself. So need to know that Vishnu is there in Tirupati. Vishnu is there in Padmanabha. But Vishnu is there within you at the 17th plane. So know your aspirations. Understand the revelations truly which are coming. Stabilize themselves by the Vishnu within self. You know Sanhita much better, my dear friends. So energies, there are different energies which work. The names come in Sanhita. Divine mind is Indra. Agni is the ascent force. Soma is the descent. Ashwin is basically again a helper. I will not go in depth. These are each individual one-day workshop. We want to understand what is Ashwin and the Ashwina Suktas, the Ashwin where they take part. They are the force of descent. What is Marut? What is Marut? Maruti. We don't understand Marut. It is Maruti. It is the force of ascent. Who is Rama? Rama is expression of Indra. Stabilization of the higher minds within yourself. So Rama is assisted by whom? Maruti. So if you want to ascend, Maruti is there. So you will always find Rama with Maruti. This principle always remains. Even if now you will find a teacher, there is a student. Rama, Maruti. Whether you label him or you don't label him, they are within you. Ribu is a force of descent. The descent which is happening. See how beautifully our rishis have understood those revelations, and they have. Now if I am getting some revelation, how I am going to tell Jagirdar sir, okay sir, this is my revelation. So I need to have terminology for that revelation. That force that need to be understood. Okay, this is that transformative process. So that is helping. That force is called as Ribu. Ribu is of 3 types. Again, I will not go in depth. So all these are there. But to understand them, there is a work which is called as Nighantu. Even this has been published, would be published in our Sakshi. Nighantu, no one knows who has written Nighantu. But Yaskacharya, Acharya Yaska, has worked on that Nighantu to form a guide which is called as Nirukta. So Nirukta is what? What are the terminologies? What does Indra means? What does Maruta means in Veda? This is called as written by Yaska. So Nirukta deals with the analysis and etymology of the Vedic words. It is an analytical word on the Nighantu. It gives explanation of the Vedic word and their origin. We need to understand that it is based on mixed mental applicative planar thoughts and the revelatory thoughts of Yaska. What Yaska had that revelations? It is mixed with his mental thoughts and it is expressed. Every one of us does that. So meaning of Vedic word is based predominantly on action. If you read Purva Mimamsa, in Purva Mimamsa is all action oriented. Right? Uttar Mimamsa is all Jnana oriented. All of this has been included in our book of Yoga Mudra. You can definitely go through this book. It would be available for publication in the month of October. So understanding Vedic words. So this is Nirukta analysis in my book which we have published. What is Tattva Ved? What is Shabda Ved? What is Agni Ved? What is Rugved? Rugved is Mohokta. What is Samved? It is Mahavrata. What is Yajurved? It is Yajus. What are the Aptyas? Who are the Hotra? I have just told you. Who is Ardvayu? Who is Brahma? Then Om. Why we say Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti? Why only 3 times? Why don't 4 times? See, I am a very much, I am a doctor. I am a person who will cry if I don't get my answer. Why Shanti 3 times? Why I am on 4 times? I should know. I would do that. So I got my answer. Bhu bhuva suvaha. At my lowermost planes, at my intermediate planes, at my higher planes, let will be calmness prevail. So this, that Om. So Om has been demystified as U and Ma. What does means? What does U means? What does Ma means? In different parts. In Upanishada, there is a slight difference. In Samhita, there is slight difference. But it is there more or less the same. What does Om means? Jagruta, Swapna, Shushupti, and between two Oms you don't speak something. So the Om is never expressed as single. It is always two. Because between the two Oms there is Turiya. So when we say Ganpati and Tatrabhishya, Avastatrayatitaha, Turiyatrayatitaha, Aham Turyatmak. But Ganpati is what? It is the expression of that Turiya in your lowest Mooladhara Chakra. That is Ganpati. No, how beautiful our rishis have worked on themselves. So can we correlate in outside? I have just told, yes, we can correlate. Yajna is not some outward ritual. You know, you are putting Samhita and all. This is outward expression. The inward thing is happening within ourselves. The products of one plane can be reactants of the other. This is chemistry. You are working on your lower plane, there are some products, and those products become reactants for your second plane to work on. So all these interplanar yajnas are there. In Aitareya Brahmana, there are all been expressed. So what are the yajnas? I will just give you a slight idea. I want to know myself. What is this? Agnyadhana. Agni's aspirational force activating within yourself is Agnyadhana. Purnahuti, complete surrender to that force. Agnihotra, daily doing ascent as well as descent is Agnihotra. Reinforcing them every 15 days is Darsha Purna Masa Yajna, Amasya and Purnima, reinforcing that self within self. Followed by Agrayana. Agrayana is the first of the fruit which are expressed through that work of Yajna within yourself. That is Agrayana. Every 3 monthly you do it. Chatur Mas. Every 6 monthly you do it. Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. Pashubandha. You go ahead. Rajasuya. At the 22nd plane you do Vajapaya. Then you go Ashwamedha. What is Ashwamedha? It is not something horse Rama has said, okay, yeah, I am going to run after that horse. Whoever should capture or not, I will kill him. This is the external form. What is Ashwamedha? Ashwa is the divine consciousness within you trying to go ahead towards Turiya. This is Ashwamedha. This is esoteric meaning of Vedic Samhita. Exoteric meaning we all know through Puranas, Itihasas. Unfortunately, what has happened, we have lost touch of these Samhitas. When I asked, I used to cry in my 12th standard. Mother, I am not knowing, please tell me. She used to say, oh, study for 12th standard. I know, I have done my studies. Please tell what is the answer. She says, I don't know. So Samhita was not able to understood. Therefore, Brahmanas were created. Brahmanas were not understood. Therefore, Aranyakas were contemplated. Aranyakas are not understood. Upanishad, something you know, ma. Something, Upanishad, gist you know. Upanishads are also nowadays neglected. So Shatapatha Brahmana is a beautiful treatise. It is a worksheet written by two important rishis, Yajnavalkya and Shandilya. These are the revelatory worksheets. Here you know the forces which are happening within yourself. But how you are going to call Varuna here and from here Agni, and then you are going to combine in one particular Ajna. And this is not Yajna outside, this is Yajna within yourself. How we are going to do that? So that has been explained in our book. Complete 3 volumes or 2 volumes would be coming. And Shatapatha Brahmana has been explained from A to Z. What is Ashwamedha Yajna? What is Agnihotra? What is Darshapurna Mas Yajna? Within yourself, not something ritually done outside. So I just expressed all of this. These are the snapshot from the book. Every Brahmana we have taken and understand. How can we understand these forces? See, unfortunately what has happened, too much of predominance has been given to Jnana Marga. Because rightly so Shankaracharya, without him we would have not existed up till now. But Jnana Marga is important. Before that, too much of importance was given to karma marga. Do this ritual, otherwise there will be terrible problems in your life. It is nothing like that. So, analysis of the Jnana Marga, if you want to understand, there is a Mimamsa. Mimamsa is what? To understand, to analyze. This is Uttar Mimamsa. So, Uttar Mimamsa is also called as Brahma Sutra. I have included all the sutras of the Brahma and how are they applicable within yourself. Analysis to the karma part, ritualistic part is there in Purva Mimamsa. Who are they? Who has written Purva Mimamsa? Jaimini. Who has written Uttar Mimamsa? Badarayana, Vyasa. So both are teacher and disciple. You can't separate Jnana Marga and Karma Marga. They are intertwined within yourself. So how can we apply these forces? This is there in Purva Mimamsa, very beautifully explained. What are Ved? What is mantra, what is vidhi, what is arthavat, how they usually stick to praise, how they negate. All this has been revealed in that book of Yoga Mudra. Jaimini Aranyaka is excellent. Unfortunately, I would say some of these Aranyaka I was not getting. So I used to go to some Canada library, online they used to download. So we are thankful to Darashiko, Aurangzeb's son, who has translated those all works in Arabic, and from Arabic they go to English and see the controversy. A person from India has to download a book from Canada because it is not available. Many of our literature is not available. People are working on it. So how that supragnostic tea is expressed is there in Jaimini Brahmana. That also I have included in this book. The most difficult part to know oneself, according to me, is the inference. Upanishads, 10 principal Upanishads. I have tried whatever I got revealed while working on those Upanishads in this book. The best revelations in Samhita are mixed with the lower planar revelations in the Brahmana. Therefore, Samhita are considered more authoritative than Brahmanas. Hence, the authority of the Samhita is more than the authority of Brahmana. Revelations in Brahmanas further mix with the mental contemplations in Aranyaka. Hence, the divergence in analysis of Aranyaka more commonly noted by all of us. Central gist is considered in Upanishads. Upanishadic revelations are subject to misinterpretations by mental plane being concentrated. Hence, approaching self from the Upanishad is sometimes very difficult, unless and until you are the blessed soul. When approaching self from the Samhita. This is the last slide, which I have included in notes to reader in my book. One is in great danger and is at the mercy of confabulated, unprepared afferent. Afferent means what is coming to you. And the lower planar central processing unit within self. If your Buha plane is developed, you have been revealed some thoughts. You are in a great danger to misinterpret it. You need guru. You need books to understand and apply. The self-exploration depends on the level of consciousness matured or evolved to handle the scripture under consideration. See, if you decide to you go decide one fine morning, okay, this Sunday I am going to Sakshi, I am going to pick up the book of Rigveda. Oh, what's this? I am not able to judge. Because your lower planes are not properly developed. So Yoga Mudra is a book which will tell you how you can work on yourself. Another aspect of rote memory scripture. Yesterday I met Suresh Ji. He is there in Bangalore. Excellent Ghanapati of Veda. But more towards exoteric meaning. Very good work. But esoteric meaning of Kapali Shastri and all are there to help us. Serve the purpose of preservation. It helps in preserving Vedas. But not self-exploration and evolution. They just how to pronounce the mantra you will know. Various shiksha, various phonetics, various pratishakyam you will know, but you will not understand the meaning. The work done by Kapali Shastri, Sri Aurobindo, Yoga Mudra is nothing but understanding the self-exploration and the self-evolution. The need of work on evolution in the scripture is thus an important for one's evolution, and the Yoga Mudra does the same work here. So I am extremely thankful to all of you. I don't know how much I could communicate it. I tried to interact with all of your planes at the collective level. Ashtasiddhis are with me, but I didn't want myself to attach consciously. I did that purposefully. Whatever the level of development of consciousness within you, somewhere down the line you may have at least, kind of appreciated, because a person once go up to a level, the revelations are same to you, same to her, same to him, same to him. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Idam namama. This is not me.
Thank you, Dr. Yogesh ji. As he said, his book Yoga Mudra is being published from Sakshi in the month of September. Before the end of September, we are publishing it in 2 volumes. Maybe about 4 or 5 months back, Dr. Yogesh ji contacted me. In fact, we are in touch with him since 2 years. He contacted me and he informed me that I have done a book. Whether are you interested to publish it? I simply requested him, as the system goes, please send your book. We have the editorial committee and we will go through that and we will assess and inform you. So he promptly sent the book, and for about 15 days or 3 weeks time I was not in a position to take it up, and then informed him that in another 1 month I will let you know. So I read the book. I am very happy to share with you that I am really thrilled to read that book. Ultimately, Vedas or the Upanishads, or for that matter all the books connected with the Vedas, are meant for experiencing. So simple gathering information that Rigveda has 10 mandalas, it has about 1025 suktas, and each sukta has 10 mantras, and this mantra talks about that, that mantra talks about that. This is not the expectations of the rishis who gave us the Vedas. Basically, it is meant for experiencing, and Sri Aurobindo, Kapali Shastriya, M.P. Pandit, Dr. Kashyap, and all those who have dealt with Vedas, they have given their Veda knowledge to all of us through their experiences. And I found in the book that amongst us, there is a person who is experiencing the Vedas thoroughly and trying to understand it, realizing in his own way, and capable of sharing it with all those interested people. So these are 2 major things. One, experiencing, and sharing our experiences thoroughly. That as Dr. Yogesh explained during his lecture, that we need some terminology, we need some reference point. Otherwise, whatever you write or talk about Veda becomes nonsense. So if it has to be sensible, we should derive the terminology and the way of expressing through the Vedic literature, and we should share it. And that work is being done with utmost care in the Yoga Mudra book, which we are going to publish shortly. And today, definitely, Dr. R.L. Kashyap and Kapali Shastriya will be happy wherever they are, because in the premises of Sakshi, we have a person to whom the Vedas, Upanishads have revealed their secret, and he is sharing with the persons who are associated with Dr. Kashyap. Once again, thank you, Dr. Yogesh Waikar.